Right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Hashem,
HaKadosh, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. And yeah, we were just having a conversation going into, the Bible, the biblical worldview, and versus the lies and the deceit of Esau Edom. Because it's funny, I was talking to the brother Yasharam the other day. You send your children to school and they're gonna learn a false history. They're gonna have a false worldview, a secular worldview. For like case in point, you mentioned Neanderthals. Esau Edom will teach you about Neanderthals when Neanderthals don't exist. Esau Edom,
Esau.
just Esau, right? There's no such thing as a Neanderthal. All right, the Lord created man, right? That's why the Bible gives you everything from the beginning in the book of Genesis. The Bible is a record of creation. But Esau has gone against the Bible and set up his own record, which is deceit and lies. And that's one of the main reasons why faith in the Lord is at an all-time low, because people don't believe, and even these Christians really don't believe in the record that's in the Bible. Why? Because they all go into the education system and they're taught evolution and everyday concepts that people accept, like Stone Age. The Stone Age. There's no such thing as the Stone Age. The Stone Age doesn't exist. It never existed. So we're gonna go into it, man, and you have to make a choice whether you're gonna believe the record of the Bible, which is also provable, or you're gonna believe the lies of Esau Edom, man. Going back to the Royal Society and all them demons that took over the system. Get Genesis a 1-on-1, and also was it First Peter's as well?
Can I go this quickly?
Yeah, go on.
This is from Daniel chapter 7, where is it? Verse 25, right? It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time."
And that's what Esau Edom's done, man. He trying to change up everything, times, laws. He trying to turn
falsehoods.
What's right into what's wrong into what's right, and give the people falsehoods, man, lies, man. And that's what's destroying the people. Okay, you got that?
Yeah. It's the book of Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, Most High created the heaven and the earth was without form and void of and darkness.
Right. So in the beginning, right, the Most High, and the word there, God, is plural, meaning the God. So the Most High set up His holy angels to create this existence that we see, the base elements of everything that we have before us. He said He created the heaven and the earth, and it was what did He say? It was void and without form, meaning everything wasn't put together in the what they call it, compounds and because the earth, this elements we live in is all elements that build into other elements that build into other elements
all formed
that
now.
form
Metal,
together to
grass,
make
yeah.
Like when you see the ground is base elements that are put together in different ways, and then it formulates the ground, right?
Look at the darkness of the ground too.
The dark. Yeah. The Lord created that, and so Esau Edom has put forward an alternative to that. Oh, the Big Bang, or whatever madness that he's pushing, and he's pushing that in the school. So when your children go into the school system, they're taught that that's the facts. When really what the facts are is that what we read in here in the book of Genesis, which the word Genesis means the beginning. So now there's a battle between the lie and the truth. And that's why most people don't believe the Bible. They think the Bible is a fairy tale, but this man telling you that 1 trillion years ago, a Big Bang happened. So how is that not a fairy tale? Long time ago. What? He knows what happened trillions of years ago, but they don't know who shot JFK. Come on, man. They can't work out that JFK was killed by a different Brit. They're telling you Bin Laden blew up the towers. All these lies in the modern day, but they know what happened a trillion years ago. Come on, they don't. How the hell you know what happened a trillion years ago? Anyway, go on, man.
In the beginning, powers created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of Most High moved upon the face of the waters, and Most High said, let there...
The waters represents the elements, man. Right? The waters represent the elements, the electrons, as Esau called it, because they're different names, you know. Right? Go on.
And Most High said, let there be light, and there was light.
Let there be light, and there was light, man. Which light is its own energy. It's its own form. The Most High created that. Go on.
And Most High saw the light, that it was good. And Most High divided the light from the darkness. And Most High called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
That was the first day. Now the scripture tells you one day unto the Lord is as 1,000 years. So the Lord did it in his time. Now people want to argue, oh, it was one day or 1,000 years, but at the end of the day, the Most High did it. It was him that did it, not no random event. You know, what Esau would like to tell you, being disrespectful. No, it was the Most High. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. He is the creator. He's the one that set this thing up, man. He's the one that should be greatly feared, man. Go on.
And Most High said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
And even Esau know that, what they call it, the ionosphere. There's a barrier that exists far up in the sky that separates what they call space from the earth. Go on.
And Most High made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And Most High called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day.
The evening and the morning. So the day actually begins in the evening, from evening to evening. Another thing that Esau, you know, changes up. Yeah? Go on.
And Most High said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so.
And that's what we have today. The waters are separated from the land. That's why you have oceans and seas and rivers, and you got land. Which when you go into it, originally on earth, there was one landmass, you know, what they call the Pangea. That's biblical.
Till it was broken up.
Till it was broken up after the flood. And now we have various different continents. Go on.
And Most High called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called the seas. He called each seas, and Most High saw that it was good. And Most High said, let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind.
That's right. And it's multifaceted, man. You know, with the fruit, we eat the fruit. But the fruit also bears the seed, which replenishes itself. Everything replicates, man. And then they have this whole thing about, oh, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken with an egg in there, you donut. What's wrong with these people? The Lord created everything with its seed within itself so it can replicate. So he created it from the very beginning, and then now it can start replicating upon itself based upon the environment that the Lord prepared for it.
And they weren't made in their singles either. The Lord made abundant of all these things, man. You know, so things can, you know, be procreate, you know.
That's right. Go on.
And the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself
Mm.
upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the trees yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And the Most High saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And Most High said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years.
For a sign, for seasons, days, and years. Now, these morons would be like, oh, well, how could there have been days before? Look, it said for a sign, you donut. For a sign. So now you can see, okay, this is day and this is night. But then the Lord had already created light before that. If you actually read it, you donut. See, these people always try and find a way to get around, like you that smart. You're not smart.
Because light can exist without the sun.
The angels can produce light. The chariots can produce light, because the scripture says that the chariot was a pillar of fire by night.
You got DC creatures that are bioluminescent.
Oh, but how did the plants grow before there was a sun? Oh, you simple-minded. This is why, you know, these little monkeys. Maybe you did evolve, because you're moving like monkeys, man. You think you're slick and you're smart, but you're not that slick. Okay? Goodness gracious, man. So that the Lord set up the sun and the moon and all these things for signs, man, like a clock, for different things to happen. Yeah, that's why the I believe it was the tribe of Issachar, they could read certain signs according to the Spirit of the Most High.
Star constellations and stuff.
Yeah. The heathen tried to do it, but the Lord ain't giving them the knowledge, so they start doing madness. They start being dismayed. Start worshiping the signs of heaven too, which is going off, because you're not supposed to worship the creation. In fact, isn't that in the book of Wisdom? Oh, okay. It's in Romans, and it's also in Wisdom of Solomon as well. Don't borrow your pocket for that. That's also in Wisdom of Solomon, like the sun. That's why these heathens started worshiping these things, because the Lord created them, and they do have an effect on the earth. The moon does have an effect on the earth. Like the other day, I was outside at work, and I always observe the tide. Like I'll come down and it's like the Thames, well, not the Thames, but one of the rivers flowing into the Thames is right where I work. And sometimes the thing's all the way down here, and then by the time I finish work and I go outside, it's all the way up the top, and you actually see the river running backwards too. Because remember the one time I went out there and I'm looking and I'm like, hold on, is the river running backwards? Like, but that's because the tide is coming in and it can push the river to go backwards. And then the tide has an effect on the earth. It has an effect on people, but that doesn't make it God. You understand what I'm saying? So men start reading into the astrologies and the signs in heaven and start going off on their own tangent, man. That's not right, man. Start worshiping Jupiter and Mars. You know what I'm saying? Worshipping the sun. Yeah, the sun has a great effect on the earth. It warms the earth, the food grows, the weather. But who created the sun for that purpose? Go on.
It's Romans 1 verse 20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Right, so they started seeing, because we live in a marvelous world. We were just discussing this beforehand. There's many marvelous and wondrous things that are in this earth, but they're not to be worshipped. That's why the scripture told us specifically, the Israelites, hey, the Lord divided it onto these heathens to be stupid and do that foolishness. But I've given you the knowledge. I've told you, look, no, man, it's me.
I was the one.
Forget the sun. You see the sun moving in the heaven and you feel the warmth on your face. Hey, I created that. So if that's doing that, how great am I? I created that. So how you gonna worship what I created? No. You worship me. That's what the Lord said to us, man. But the heathens, they see the mechanisms of this world. They see the power of the wind, and then they see the power of a hurricane. They start worshiping the hurricane. It's mad.
They make an idol to it.
And make
You
an
know?
idol to it, man.
The wind god and whatever, you know.
The windigo.
There's one more verse. It's like it's a verse, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is best forever. Amen.
Man's are worshiping women. The Lord created women. Man are worshiping penises. They're worshiping the act of sex. But what's up with you, man? What are you doing? What are you doing? And that, you know, the worship of nature, the worship of these mechanisms that the Lord created. And no, the Lord said, have no other gods before me, man. And then the Lord will take those same things and punish you with it.
Yep.
You worship fire, the Lord will blaze you with fire, man. The Lord will show you he the fire king. He control and rule all that. That's what happened to them in Egypt. They were worshiping all them idols, and the Lord took the same things that they were worshiping and punished them with it.
Well, look at all the wickedness that transpired from worshiping idols, man. All the sacrifices that went on in the name of these gods when they weren't even real. You know what I'm saying? You know, to justify, the reasons why, I don't know, there was a drought in the land or something. You know.
Hey, the Lord control that. The Lord commands the sun. Hey, that's in the scriptures. In fact, we'll get that too. Go on.
This is the book of Psalms,
Swift in the air.
147.
Of course.
I'll study from this first. Praise ye the Lord, for it is good to sing praises unto our power, for it is prison, and praise is comely. The Lord does build up Jerusalem, he gathereth together the outcasts of Israel, he healeth the broken in heart, and he bandeth up their wounds. He teareth the number of the stars, he calls them all by their names.
Now, why you think the Most High know the number of the stars? Because he created them, and or is creating them. We don't know. Hey, this you have to admit, there's a lot of things we don't know what's going on out here. But the reason the Lord know the number of everything is because he's the one that's in control of it all. He knows how many grains of sand there is because it's his construct. He knows how many hairs are on your head. The Lord knows these things because it's all of him.
Knows every time he coded it.
He put the code. He's running the algorithm. Yeah?
Great is our Lord, and of great power. His understanding is infinite.
His understanding is infinite. The Lord knows and understands all things because he created it. He made it that way.
The author.
He's the author of the first author of beauty. Author, that goes into the code again. The grand designer, the writer.
Yep.
Jump down. 7. Sing unto the Lord with thanksgiving, sing praises upon the harp unto our power, who covers the heaven with clouds, who prepares lane for the earth, who makes grass to grow upon the mountains.
So the Lord is responsible for all these things, right? It's not of its own. There's a power behind it. Okay. Yep.
He giveth to the beasts his food, and to the young ravens which cry. He delighteth not in the strength of the horse. He taketh not pleasure in the legs of man.
That's right, man. The Lord is what they call the ecosystem, which even when they study it, they realize how intricate and balanced the ecosystem and how everything is reliant on each other, has like a symbiotic nature. You find that out because certain times you take away, what you think is unnecessary in your ignorance, and collapse the whole ecosystem because it's necessary down to the smallest bacteria, or it could be the largest animal. It all plays its part in the Lord's creation.
Especially in the search of Esau's technology, right? Because he does a lot of damage to the world he lives in by bringing in technology that shouldn't really be put here.
Yep.
Right, like the Wi-Fi towers and the bees and things like that. It disrupts the ecosystem, man. But we need bees.
They're important.
Just like we need everything else. You might not like flies and things like that, but they're necessary.
Yeah.
For everything that they do. They all have a purpose and the job that they play in the earth.
Well, we're going to read where the Lord said when he created it, it was good, meaning it has its place. And that also goes into the book of Sirach, the 39th chapter. It says everything said, what is it? Let me get that real quick because I got it.
God bless you, brothers.
Sorry?
I don't know what can I bless you? We're Christians.
We believe in the Bible.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, we believe in the Bible, of course,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And it's his birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
Well, the Lord was born on the Passover.
Yeah, 25th.
The Passover is in the spring.
We don't know exactly, do we?
Well-
We don't know 100% sure.
The reason we know is because when Mary and Joseph went to Jerusalem, it was a feast day.
Yeah.
It was a high holy
Oh,
feast
yeah,
day,
yeah.
right? Which there's only 3 feast days
Yeah.
according
But
to the
was it
Hebrew.
The 25th.
The 25th was actually
How
goes.
do we know it was the 25th?
Well, we don't. When you
That's
really,
it, that's what I said.
when you go into the history,
Yeah.
the 25th of December is actually the winter solstice, which was a pagan era of worship.
Anyway, bless you, brother. It's lovely to see someone. There's so many in the world that think I'm cranky because I believe in the Lord. But bless you, brothers. It's lovely to see you standing here.
Thank you.
praising the Lord.
Thank you.
Bless you.
You have a
bless
good day.
Yeah, and you have a wonderful Easter time or festival time, whatever.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Meeting place in Romford, or
No. We just come out and read the Bible.
are you just together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
see,
that's
that's good.
wonderful. It's wonderful to see someone, you know, because I had lovely Christian friends and they say, oh no, they can't go and witness. They're not they're all this and that. But they're too shy or too backward or whatever. They won't go and witness. And this is lovely. I was on a train, crowded train once, and a fellow got on and started witnessing. And everybody's sneering and laughing. And I couldn't get up and move, but I called out to him, bless you, brother, carry on. I said, you're doing good works. And everybody's going, as though I'm mad.
That's how it's gonna be.
They're probably had in their eyes. I mean, we mustn't condemn those that don't believe. We've got to love them and try and bring them in.
Exactly.
So thank you, brother.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Bless
man. Take care now.
Bless you.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good,
Thank you.
very good. I want to see more and I'll come in with them.
Take care now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So here we have the book of Sirach, 39 and 33. It says, all the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, even the forest fires,
Yep.
forest
There's
fires
a-
play a role in
Yep.
the ecosystem.
Volcano eruption.
Volcanoes.
All of that.
Do you know what I'm saying? So the Lord created the earth, the storms.
Yeah.
The storms on the ocean actually stir up the nutrients in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? So everything the Lord created is beautiful and it's had its time, but through the ignorance of man, they might, I don't like that, and try and take it away and then just collapse the whole ecosystem, you know? But anyway, go on now. Yeah.
The book of Proverbs 11:1.
Yes, man.
A false balance is abomination to the Lord,
Yeah.
but a just weight is his delight.
Right,
The Lord's got
everything
the perfect
balanced.
balance.
Everything's in
Perfect.
balance, man. Even the way the seasons are supposed to work and the rains and all these things, it's a balance.
You might not like them, right? You might not understand the reason behind it, but it works in its harmony, man.
Right, it rains and it messes up your party.
Yeah.
But and you gotta eat. And you gotta eat. Oh, I don't
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
it rains, bro.
Yeah.
And then it don't rain, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden
yeah,
it's
yeah,
bare
yeah.
ball and you're under. Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out there doing the rain dance and that, man. doing the fusion hard, trying to get it to rain. Hey, go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis 1 and 11. And the Most High said, let the earth bring forth grass.
No, go. Oh, okay.
Oh.
You was on the sun, right? The signs.
Yeah,
That
all
was-
the signs, okay.
Yeah. No, it's alright, brother.
Genesis 1 and 14. And Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the
Well, can you
heaven
get that account
to
where the Lord
divide
held still the
the
sun?
day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
So all the signs and seasons are measured by the sun and the moon and the stars. So you got the beginning and the end of the day, that's the sun. But then you got the month. the month is determined by the moon. And then you got, different seasons and cycles that we're not going to get into, because some of that we don't even understand ourselves. That's the Most High's knowledge. Okay? But let me get this in 2nd Esdras. Totally lost where I was. Oh yeah, it was Wisdom of Solomon. I lost the page, didn't I? My bad. Because we were talking about worshiping the sun.
And that's how Esau carries on today, man. He put the sun in the center of the universe. Well,
Yeah,
the solar system rather,
Yeah, heliocentricity. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's into that occult
Oh well, we're in the
worship.
winter solstice now. Yeah, and they're going on goofy. Anyway, Wisdom of Solomon 13:1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of God. And that's what we're living in a world where the average person is ignorant of the Most High, the true Most High. Not saying they ain't heard of the concept of God. That's different. They're ignorant of the true power of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. And therefore they're ignorant of what he has created. They ignoring the Lord. That's why on TV they'll never, if they find some bit of knowledge out, they'll never give glory to the Most High. They glorify themselves and the thing they found. But they never say, oh yeah, the Most High created this. Thank the Most High for giving us the knowledge and the eyes to see, to understand this thing. Nah, they'll just be like, yeah, I'm so smart, I figured this out. Like you invented it or something. You created something. When the Bible tells you all knowledge and wisdom is from the Most High, that's in Sirach, the 1st chapter.
It's the same when natural disasters happen. They'll talk about nature, but they'll never talk about the God of the Bible. They'll never talk about Yahweh.
No.
Right? They'll never put the fear of the Lord in people.
No.
It was some freak occurrence or something, But this is what Esau's done on the planet in his rulership, because people always be more spiritual. They might have been going off, but they were more spiritual. Esau's stripping the Most High out of life, or trying to, right, by making people ignorant and teaching them things that they shouldn't be taught. That's why they talk about the Big Bang and stuff like that. They're removing the Most High out of the picture. When we're meant to push everything with the Most High. Everything is the Most High. But Esau don't want you to believe in it. They want you to believe in him and his brilliance. He's able to search out and whatever, man.
It says, and could not of the good things that are seen, right, the creation, know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster, but deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars, the constellations, or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. With whose beauty, if they being delighted to look them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty have created them. That's
why a lot, if not all of these nations that exist outside of Israel had many gods and many different things. Because there is so much to look upon, and to think, oh, that's amazing. They choose many different types of gods, but Israel was given the true God, the one. And that's why we get a monotheistic religion from. Is that one God, not many gods.
It says, but if they were astonished at their power and virtue, right, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. For by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionably the maker of them is seen. And also I got set first Esdras as well.
I've got that Joshua also.
Okay, cool. Let me get this. All right, first Esdras 4:1. It says, "O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven. Swift is the sun in his course, for he compasses the heavens round about and fetches his course again to his own place in one day." So the Most High set that in order. He ordered it to be that way, to be so. And he showed his power that if he want, he can stop that in his track. Now the funny thing is, the sun is a sign of time, right? But when the Lord stopped the sun, did time stop? Anyway,
yeah, I knew he's been through so.
That everyone just froze. Go on, get that precept and then we jump back over, man.
Yeah, it's from Joshua chapter 10, verse 12, right? It says, then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of the Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies.
Cheese and bread.
Right, so they were still fighting. Time didn't freeze, right? The sun was kept in its place, and the moon was kept in its place.
The Lord has elongated the day
Yeah,
so we could bust heads.
that's right.
And that's crazy because guess what, man? That shows another part of the nature of the Most High, because the Lord did that for Israel to the purpose of what? Busting heads of the other nations, man. Now the Christian God wouldn't do something like that.
Nah, he would have done that.
I want to come to him in the history of the kings.
Yeah. Do
Let
it.
me finish this up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It says, is this not written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day.
So there was
An extra day they
the
got.
extra day to bust heads, man. Them man were running around for an extra day, pure stamina. Yeah,
Yeah.
just chopping people up, man.
Vigorous.
Chopping up heathens. That's the power of the Lord, man.
Yep.
Now heathen will say, oh no, it didn't happen. Alright, cool. You can have that belief, innit? Because you have a small mind and you ain't tuned in to the spirit. That's why you can't get it. That's why you can't receive it. You're in disbelief, but the Lord's gonna make you a believer anyway. You're gonna dance to the Lord's tune when the time comes. In that day, you're gonna find out when the Son of the Heavenly Father comes, then you're gonna realize the true powers, man. The man them that had the master codes, the master keys.
This is the book of First King 20, from 27. And the children of Israel were numbered, and
Click the chat thing if you want. Yeah.
and were all present, and went against them. And the children of Israel pitched before
Alright,
them
what's the point
like two little flocks of kids. But the Syrians filled the country. And there came a man of Most High and spake unto the
What's
king
it
of
Right.
Israel, and said, Thus said the Lord, because the Syrians have said, the Lord is the power of the hills, but he is not power of the valley. Therefore I will deliver all this great multitude into thine hand, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
Right, because a lot of the gods of the ancient world were geographical. Them man had what's that new thing they call it? Geofencing, blood. Them man were geofenced. The way that's how the ancient world operated. Even this down to a city will have its own god. That's why there was a saying, when in Rome you do as the Romans do. Because like you get these goofy people, they go into Egyptology. Well, if you really study Egyptology, in different time periods and in different cities, you had a different god or the same god with a different background, and it's all confusion, man.
Yeah,
So you might,
Godhead,
yeah, and a different god was considered to be the top god in a different era or even a different city. That's why you got the Diana of Ephesus, because in Ephesus the god was Diana. So if you visited Ephesus, then guess what? You would, as a heathen, when you went to that city, you'd pay respects to Diana and give up. But as soon as you left, man,
Something else.
you might, or you went back to your land, you got your god that you worship in your land, the god of the hills or the god of the valleys.
Or like when I go to sea, they will worship
Poseidon,
Poseidon,
yeah.
or whatever,
And as soon as they get to shore, then it's a different god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all madness, but our thing was different.
Well, they say that means their power is constrained. They're not all powerful, But they're not powerful all the idols, but the Most High run everything though. He control everything. He's not limited to his power,
That ain't geofenced.
That's
Like
why-
they got the mark of the beast.
That's why they see was bugged out, man, because no God was helping them, but you know what I mean? Because our power was doing everything, man.
True power, the Jew code. Go on.
Go back Genesis.
I finished that one you had there. Was that it on that? The hills?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Was there anything else I wanted to get? Oh yeah. Sorry. Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. And that's another thing. Like Esau would try and make it look like if you believe in the Bible, you're ignorant to knowledge or something. That's not true. That's foolishness. The Bible is all about knowledge, which the word science means knowledge. The Bible isn't about being ignorant to the world around you and tech. The word technology means tech meaning skill. Ology meaning the study of skill. Everything is a skill. Like carpentry is a skill. Carpentry is technology. Metallurgy is technology. How you get a fork? You use technology. And then the fork itself is a technology, so you can eat your damn pasta.
I mean, you might not rate it no more because it's so common, you know.
But it's still tech. You know what I'm saying? And so our people have always been a people of technology, a people of knowledge. What's the Urim and Thummim? That was technology. With a purpose. And Solomon was a wise man, beginning with the scriptures, because what's the base and fundamental knowledge that Solomon received? The most important knowledge, which is the law and the understanding of the law. That's the understanding of life. But the Lord added unto him all other wisdom and knowledge too, which made it profitable. Because knowledge and wisdom cannot be made profitable if you ain't got the law, because then you're gonna sin. Because you can use a knowledge to do good, or you could use a knowledge to do evil. The same knowledge you use to make a sword, and the sharpest sword you've ever seen, you could kill your brother with that sword and commit murder. So what did it profit you? Nothing. And that's what Esau's finding out today, that even though he's got all this technology, he's doing evil. So what is his technology or any knowledge he amasses gonna profit him? Nothing. Because he hasn't took hold of the ultimate knowledge, which is of the scriptures.
But the scriptures say, the red horse was given a great sword, right? To take peace from the earth. That's all he's ever done with this technology. It's caused harm and damage, man. You know, because he's so, well, not that he's right in his mind anyway, he's the wicked. But there's a way to go about things that are not as destructive as what he's doing, man. But he'll call this progression, he'll call this advancement. You know, he'll call this enlightenment.
It's like giving a monkey an AK, isn't it?
Only bad things are going to happen.
You know what I'm saying? Let's start spraying it around the place.
Can I grab this quickly?
Okay, yeah, go.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. So, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, false accord.
And that's what happens. Yeah, you're going.
So we're not against science. Science is just merely knowledge, man. But there is false knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge that's not sound, that's unbalanced, that we shouldn't really be getting into.
That's why you filter everything through the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up bugged out. Start talking about madness.
Yeah.
You start getting into falsehoods. Like, for instance, the whole trans business. That's false science, man. Witchcraft.
Yeah. That's left hand knowledge.
That's all it is. It's not true.
Yeah.
That's how you know, because it's against the Bible. Oh, a man can be a woman. No, that's against the Bible.
It's confusion.
The Lord created male and female, created he them. That's what the scriptures say. This man's trying to give people hormones and all that.
You trying to rewrite the code.
What is you doing? So you got the knowledge of the hormones, you don't use it to help people. This is what they don't do. You got men out there, young boys growing up, that they might have an issue where they could do with some testosterone. They won't get none. You go to the doctor, you won't get no testosterone if you're a young man. They'll say, oh, you're within an acceptable range, yeah? When you could do it with a T-boost, yeah? But let you be a girl and you say you want to be a boy, them man will give you all the injections, bro. These people are wicked, yeah? This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and verse 16. It says, for in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. What's that? Inventions, what's a technology? It's workmanship. Yeah? All that is in the Lord. The Lord created this world, so he knows everything, man. He knows how to do everything. He knows how everything could be utilized. You could take any rock, anything, and the Most High knew, okay, if you did this, like, you ever think about it, like even corn. Who the hell thought of putting corn in the fire and popping it and making popcorn, man? There's a lot of things you're like, like, how did man know you could do this and do that? But then why can it do this and do that? Why can you take one metal and put it to a certain temperature and do this with it? And you have to go through a specific process, like when you go into metallurgy and then man are ting ting and making the swords. There's a science to that. There's a technology. You can't just take a piece of metal, heat it up, put it in the shape of a sword, and start swinging it around. Nah, you gotta treat it, fold it up. I've watched these guys. They got to fold it and then
Takes some
fold
knowledge
it
to do it.
and then fold it. Then the man be beating it, putting it in fire, beating it, putting it in ice water, cooling it.
All knowledge comes from the Heavenly Father, though.
Hey,
That's
the
what you put in them to do that.
The Lord put it
You ain't
in
just
man.
gonna wake up and decide to do that, bro. It ain't gonna make no sense. Why would you do that?
But why can it do that?
The properties, the
How
abilities to-
exactly? How does it
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
property for you to manipulate it in that way?
Yeah.
It's the Most High that made it like that, and that's the point. That's why you have to give glory to the Heavenly Father, man, because He made everything the way it is. But man took it and run it. Man have sought out many inventions, and they just took it and run with it. Hey, we live in an amazing world, man, and that's why in the kingdom, we're gonna have it even better than. Well, we're gonna have the real technology in the kingdom, the real beautiful, beneficial technology, man. Not like Esau, because he's an asshole. Everything he does is destructive.
Can I bring this?
Yeah, it will destroy your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, make the bulb, the light bulb, and the frequency of the light is destroying your fucking. You know what I mean? It's just come on, bro.
The bro has posted up recently the flashlight, innit, that distorts your senses and can cause blindness and nausea and all that kind of shit. He's still using all this shit for madness, man. You know, to mess up people, man.
Even when you really break it down, the way they deal with the radio stations and stuff like that, certain of them frequencies, you're supposed to tone it down, but he'll just let it go out of control, and that's why people are getting sick. Esau's irresponsible, man. He don't give up. Sonar in the ocean, fucking up all the whales. Because the whales are super sensitive to that shit.
Because Esau make it sound like these frequencies, these sound waves don't have an effect on you, or very minor effect on you. But he knows on the upper scale of things, man, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
So he knows it has an effect on you. So over time, you don't know don't know what kind of effect it's having on you. You know, behind the reason why your body fucking degrading and shit. You know.
It's like sonar. You had the guy Eric Dollard. He's an expert in frequencies and electricity, and he was breaking down. He used to work in the Navy. Now, when they do the Navy, there's a reason why it goes blip,
You can't just have it on.
because they can't just have it on, because it's the frequency. That shit will fry everyone in there if you just kept it on. And then he worked out that these radio stations, because they don't control their transmissions, they're pumping out radiation at the same level as these fucking radars. So imagine you live near a radio station, man. You're getting fucked. And Esau just don't care. Yeah, he's a chimpanzee with an AK. Would you give an AK to a chimpanzee? Start. What's this trigger?
Behind, put it with metal-proof glass or whatever, you know.
Good.
This is from Sirach chapter 17. The Lord created man the Lord created man of the earth and turned him into again.
Are we not of the earth? What are we made of? Everything in your body comes from the earth. When you eat, everything you eat came from the earth. You put a seed in the ground, that seed absorbs the nutrients and the minerals from the earth and builds complex compounds that you might, cellulose and all this stuff. You then eat that, you break down that within your body, you digest it, you take those compounds and you make it a part of yourself. So ultimately, we're from the ground. We're made of the elements that are in the ground. Iron,
So that is
fucking
iron in our bodies.
copy, trace elements of even certain harmful elements have to be in
Cyanide
you.
and-
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
part of you.
You know.
It's supposed to be there in a certain balance.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Performing its roles.
So what did the Bible say that was wrong? Man was made from the earth. That's how the first people were made. They were made together by the building block. They call it the building blocks of life. The Lord put man together and put a code within us, DNA, to keep it running and to replicate itself. What did the Bible say that was wrong? I don't get it, man. But the Bible's some spooky thing, that fairy tale. Fuck off. Go on.
So he gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. And they received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding.
Right, we're able to break things down and understand them. That's a 6th sense, to be able to hear and understand. And there's another sense, I believe, as well, which is language.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
he goes in, yeah. And in the seventh speech,
Which speech is a madness. How does a baby go from Google Gaga to actually understanding what it is that you're saying? That's a madness. If you actually see the progression of a baby to understanding language, that's a seventh sense. It's in the Bible. The Lord created that.
so in the seventh speech, an interpreter of the cogitations thereof.
Your thoughts, interpretate another person's thoughts. Because what world would it be if you couldn't relay your thoughts to another? It'd be a madness. Just be killing each other.
Well,
You can't express yourself.
Well, that's what I'm saying, expressions, that you understand people's expressions, how they feeling, and you know, anger and stuff like that. Because if man was like, getting bare vexed, you didn't know what it meant though.
You don't know what to
fuck
say.
you up.
Could mean
know?
anything.
Could mean anything, right? But do you understand what these things are when we see them? You know. It says, a counsel and a tongue and eyes, ears and a heart gave he them to understand. With whom we filled them with the knowledge of understanding and shewed them good and evil. Right, so basically he gave us knowledge to do things like the methodologies, and we're talking about the Lord is the source of that knowledge, man. And it gives us the ability to understand certain things, to create these things, man. Because like what we used to say, where does the thought come from?
Yeah.
Where does the idea
It's a
of
spark.
doing something that's not prevalent, that you can't see yet? How do
they-
you bring it into
They
reality?
fully don't understand the brain to this day. That's another thing you need to realize about Esau, Edom. Esau don't understand everything. Like they still don't fully understand what's going on in your brain. They know certain things, but they don't know everything. Like your brain is just sparking off with fucking electric, and that's a thought. Where the hell did that come from? That's why they call it a light bulb moment.
From the on. It's there.
It's a spiritual thing, man.
You know, because like I said, all these things on earth, they have the ability to do other things, right? But you don't innately know what that thing can do yet until it's given to you. You know, and there's a process behind it, a way to get it to a more optimum version of whatever it is. You know, where depending on what you want to use it for.
And the Lord selects certain man to
get
do it,
that
man.
to.
Brilliant. What they call it brilliant, which goes back to the word light.
Right.
Which what's the thought? It's light in your head.
Something got unlocked, you know what I mean?
Something got
Snapped
opened up, man.
Yep.
Certain man have got that gift.
Go on. It's the book of Job, chapter 3, I'm starting from 14. For Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep forests upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and seeth their instruction.
Right, the Lord literally can download information into your brain, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like people think, we were talking about it earlier. Everything's about perspective, man. That's all what Esau's done is he's created a made in China version of us. It's called a computer. Your brain is a computer, but what people don't realize, and this is the problem, people see what a computer can do and they think, raw, like that. Listen, there ain't no computer on the planet Earth that's as capable as the brain. We just don't use it right. What your brain is doing on a daily basis is a madness. Like you think about all the operations that's actually happening in your body at this moment while you're watching this video. Your brain, what they call it, the background. What your brain is doing in the background is an absolute madness.
The rate of information that's running right now.
It's mad.
A computer wouldn't be able to withstand it. It'd overheat, blow up.
Think
Whatever.
it, Esau will hook a camera up to a computer. You've been had a camera hooked up to your computer your entire life, and it was seen in HD before HD was invented. That's what. Why do you think they can increase the quality of a TV, and you can see that quality? Think about it. Everything Esau's doing that people are amazed by. Oh, this computer can do this. We already have a speaker. That's why you get certain man beatboxing. Certain man can mimic the sounds of animals. Remember my man from Police Academy, doing all them mad noises with his voice box, man. Built-in speaker, built-in microphone, built-in sense of smell, synthesizers.
That's what the vocal cords are, you know.
The Lord can download information into a man. It tells you when we came out of Egypt that the Lord just downloaded information like it was Matrix, and man just got skills so that they could build a tabernacle. That's in the scriptures. I know Kung Fu. That's in the scriptures, right? The Lord said he endowed certain women and certain men with skills. So that's why Esau now like, oh, I'm gonna put a chip in your brain and so I can start uploading and downloading information. Bro, you late to the game, man. I'm researching. Research what? The Most High's been doing that since he created us. He's been downloading and uploading information, putting blocks and firewalls up on man's, man.
Even in you, Esau.
Yeah, Esau got a firewall to righteousness, man. Well, he got a firewall because he can't, the Lord said, from my face shall you be hid. So Esau can't pray to the Most High. So he got a block. You know, like when it says this, you know, when you go on WhatsApp and you try to call someone, they go, "Turr," and you can't get through. The Lord already did that to Esau, man. Man are blocked.
They say he did the same thing to Adam when they were, you know, put out of the garden, man. You know, he sent them angels to block him. Man.
Firewall.
He couldn't receive what he was. No, he couldn't. You know, couldn't get the truth, man. He had to go out there and fend for himself.
But people worship Esau like he done something great, man. You don't know. You don't know, man. The Lord is on a next level to Esau. Esau just made in China version, man. You know, that's all he is. He's the made in China guy, and he's putting it up there for everyone to worship him. Oh, look at me. Look what I can do. Like, you know, I can do it. You ain't doing nothing. Esau is just on a small level, man. The chariots and the angels and that, man, they be laughing like this guy, like, fucking, come on, man. There was that Sunday League football, bro, you know? They're them fat pub man trying to think they got skills. Anyway, go to that.
Oh, you had more?
You had more?
That's one scripture.
Okay, go on.
It's from Sirach chapter 19, verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So Esau's not really wise.
No.
He thinks he's proud of what he knows, but he's not really wise, man. And that's why ultimately everything that he's doing is going to end up with his destruction. You know? It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
The council of, and that's Esau, they're a council of sinners. Everything they do when they get together, especially these elites, is trying to go against the code. They're trying to swim uphill, man.
Oh, it's just like it a little bit more. So there is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. He that have small understanding and fear of God is better than one that have much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
The beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. That's the best, that's the starting point. And Esau hasn't reached that point yet.
Yeah.
So despite all what the Lord has given him, he's still heading to destruction because he don't fear the Lord. He don't have the proper respect. He's a madman. He's a fool. But he's parading around the earth like he's the guy. Oh, listen to me. I got it going on. I'm fucking with that. What's that pussy's name that I hate so much? Elon Musk. Thinks he's super intelligent. You're a monkey, man. You're literally a monkey. An ape. Yeah?
With an AK.
And people worship this dude, man. Like he's fucking Tony Stark or something. Fuck out there. Solomon was... so lucky. Let me read about Solomon. Yeah. It says, for in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and the knowledge of workmanship. Hey, didn't this guy want to try... He had the bulletproof glass and he was like testing it out in a live demo and it flipping broke and shit.
Oh, in his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tests be blowing up. Man, get the hell out of here, man.
I'll use a good one too.
You think if the Most High created a vehicle, you ever see the chariots breaking down?
AA on the wayside.
Gotta replace the battery. It says, for he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements. So I thought if you believe in the Bible, you just don't like knowledge. And no, we just don't like the bullshit that you running with, Esau. That's really what it comes down to. We don't like lies. Yeah?
And the destructive technologies you bring forth, man, the monsters you bring forth on this earth.
Splitting atoms and you can't put them back together. You're a fool. Radiating the planet. As a direct result of Esau and his nuclear technology is that he's irresponsible with,
right, yeah.
Exploding them in the atmosphere and in the ocean and in the ground. Cancer rates went up exponentially because excess radiation creates cancer.
One of the top killers on the earth.
One of the top killers on the earth, and it's a direct result of America, Russia, and Britain
race.
and their proliferation of nuclear technology just blowing it up in the atmosphere. Like. And this is the man that we're meant to look to as, yeah, he's the guy. He knows what he's doing. My man, you're poisoning the earth, man.
Well, it's not safe.
And he's an environmentalist.
Yeah, biohazard.
He's a biohazard, yeah. The beginning, ending, and the midst of the time. The Lord gave us that knowledge. It's called prophecy. We have the knowledge of history, which is rightly recorded in the Bible. And we have the knowledge of the present to understand the times that we're in. And we have the knowledge of the future that the Lord provided. And you can't get that nowhere else. The power of prophecy is written in this book. The spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. It's unique to the Most High. The idols don't have it. The Egyptologists don't have it. Esau don't have it. What Esau does is he'll put something out there that he's gonna make happen. Bro, that's not prophecy, bro. That's like me saying I'm gonna throw a party next week and I'm gonna tell everyone about it. That doesn't make me a prophet, like I had some kind of power. Anyway.
That's why prophecy is not in the hands of men. It's
No.
the Most High's prophet. It's the Most High's word. It's not out. It's not us. It's not. We're not saying this because we're gonna do them. It's already been said that this is what's gonna happen. We're just gonna simply play our part, or things are gonna play its part when the time comes.
And guess what? You could say something's gonna happen. That don't mean it's gonna happen. Case in point, Esau's New World Order.
He dreams.
The beginning, ending, and the midst of the times, the alterations or the turning of the sun. Solomon done studied the sun and the alteration, what they call astrology, astrophysicists. Solomon done got all that, right? And the change of seasons, the circuit of years, the high level calendars, the Aztecs, the Mayan calendar, all that, man. What's new? The positions of the stars, the nature of living creatures, the furies of wild beasts. Hey man, I've been watching a lot of them videos of them wild beasts. Them wild dogs is savage, bro. Like lions, they'll attack you, but they go for the neck. They mainly try and suffocate you. But them fucking hyenas and them wild dogs, they just start they go straight for the fucking soft underbelly. Bro, you don't want to get attacked by a bunch of dogs, man. They don't care.
They come everywhere.
They come from every direction. I've been watching, like, the algorithm's been showing me just
start tugging on things.
Bro, man's alive, brother. Like, man, they just start tearing off flesh. Them dogs are vicious. Hey, but the Most High created them that way. Just pray that the judgment, the scriptures speak about the teeth of wild beasts, is created for what? The sinner.
And the vengeful spirits.
So pray you never get set upon by a group of wild dogs, man. Because that ain't, like AJ said, I don't know what's going on over there, but it's not nice, bro.
They're unmerciful, man.
Yeah, them mans are cruel, bro. They're cruel, and bears too. Bears are cruel. They just rip you. They when a bear attacks you, they literally maul you until you're dead, until they feel you're incapacitated. Then they just start eating you. Them man don't wait for you to die. Them man are like Moab. You know what I'm saying? Them man are like Moab, bro. Them man don't wait. They just want to incapacitate you, and then they just start munching, bro. Mad thing. But anyway, the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds. That's what's that called? Meteorology, the study of the weather patterns. And remember that movie what was it, Max Payton? Not Max Payton. What's his name? The guy you know the tornado film where they were chasing tornadoes and shit.
That name sounds familiar though.
Yeah, I don't think it's Max Payton. Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Isn't that the guy?
I think so.
Forgot the guy's name, but he's a good actor, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
He's a good actor, man. Like, he's a Jake as well. He made that film Frailty.
Is the film called Twister?
Twister, yeah, it might be Twister. But he a Jake. What's his name? I think it's Bill Paxton, man. Ain't it Bill Paxton? Yeah,
Oh,
who
it
is
is Bill
this?
Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton's a Jake, man. Nah, that man can get on me all you like, but that movie he made, Frailty, is a very spiritual film too. And if you brothers ain't watched that, watch that film. It's called Frailty.
Yeah, good
Very
movie, man.
very spiritual film. What is that? I think that's my favorite film ever. Yeah, but that dude's a Jake, no doubt. But anyway, the violence of winds, the reasonings of men, which is what? Psychology. In fact, you read the Proverbs, and those are so psychological analysis.
Sociology.
Yeah. The diversities of plants and the virtues of roots, medicine. Yeah. Real medicine. And the point of medicine is to heal. The Esau's medical industry is not based upon healing, because abortion is not healing anyone. That's not a medical procedure.
It hurts multiple parties,
It's
man.
killing people, man. Right? Like even cesareans, Esau is getting these women to do cesareans because they make money out of it. But really, a cesarean should only be done in an emergency. Cesareans mess women up. When you look at what they're actually doing, you got to cut through all the fat and the tissue and the layers. Bro, but they always try and scaremonger women into getting to C-sections. C-sections are not natural. It's damaging. But you see, there you go again. Esau is just an asshole, man. And all such things as are either secret, occult, or manifest, them I know. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good. So when you really got the true wisdom and understanding of all things, everything you do will be towards the good, towards the benefit. Now Esau's got the knowledge, supposedly, but because he don't have the true wisdom or understanding, everything he does comes back in a negative. You see? Like C-sections. Man just giving every woman C-sections. Comes back in a negative. Health problems for the rest of their life. Can't have a natural birth after that. Oh, do it, it will preserve your body. Bro, it's... Anyway. Esau, man. Anyway, let's carry on.
Book of Genesis 1 and 15. And let them...
You know what? Sorry, man. Let me say this. Vocab Malone, you ain't going to get this wisdom and understanding from guys at Vocab Malone, because they're ultimately with the madness of this world. That's why Vocab Malone, his main thing is coming against who? The Hebrew Israelites. He doesn't have a problem with what the lies and the deceit of Esau, because that's part of his paradigm. He's cool with all that. He won't talk against it. Things which are more harmful to people than we could, what he says, ever be, he never speaks on. It's not an issue for him. But the Hebrew Israelites, we're the fucking problem. Because we believe we're Israelites, we are the problem. We are causing all the pain and suffering in the world, and all the bullshit that Esau's doing.
The source of hate.
We're the source of hate. But Esau could just wholesale be cutting women open and doing and abortions, and he ain't got.
Babies in bins and
he's
selling
cool.
organs online and shit. Yeah.
You know, exploding atoms everywhere. Just that's cool. You know, that's all right. That's not a problem at all.
Selling cigarettes and calling for cancers and shit.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, go on now.
Genesis 1 and 15. And let them be for light in the firmament of heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Most High made it two great lights. There's the greater light to rule the day, and
Which is the sun. Yeah.
and the lesser light to rule the night. He made them.
Now, we don't truly understand how the moon and the sun works, and I'm not going to pretend to. We have an idea, there's theories, but we don't really know everything about how the sun and the moon really operate, man. Esau will tell you that he does. It's a nuclear furnace, and fuck Esau, man. That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to Esau, because he ain't got it all figured out.
You don't know. Again, everything that he brings forth is theories.
Because according to him, the sun's gonna one day run. The sun's like
burn out
it's
or
gonna
go
burn out. No, that's bullshit. It turn into
Or
a
the
big
earth is
red.
gonna fall into the sun.
Yeah, man.
You got all these different theories out there.
No, that's if
don't
you
know.
made the sun. That's how it would be. So that someone would have to go and buy a new sun from you, you bastard. You know, you'd have a
Buy a
warranty.
new sun.
Yeah, we'll give you a 1 year warranty. You know the thing's gonna break after 1 year.
Like it's a damn light bulb, man. Just selling you a new light bulb.
Fuck fuck out of here, Esau, man. Fuck Esau.
It's got 10,000 cycles in it or some shit. You know?
Esau's a real asshole. He used to watch them things. Yeah, the earth, the sun will turn into a big red giant and swallow the earth. Listen, the only ones that's gonna be getting swallowed up by a big red fiery ball is you, Esau. That's all right. Go on now. Yeah, go
It's the
on.
book of Psalms 144 and the 7.
Spirit boat, yes.
Send thine hand from above and send thine hand from above, lead me and deliver me out of a great waters, from the hands of strange children.
Esau is that strange child, man. And brothers, especially brothers that have children, you understand that. Because you got to put you might try and homeschool, but because we're not rich, we're Hebrew bums and that, and we got to go work, and then your woman's got to go work, because we live in a society where everyone has to be a slave to the corporate system. You can't really do your own thing and manage yourself according to yourself. You have to go into a corporation or whatever, or even if you're doing Uber apps, that's a corporation. You got to go into it to earn enough money to survive out here on any decent level. So really your woman's got to work. That's how the system is now. Esau he don't even allow it where, say like, I was looking up the taxes. They give you you're allowed to take a piece of your wife's allowance onto your tax, but not all of it. But that's bullshit. If your woman ain't gonna work and you're working, they should have it where the allowance that your woman would get, the 12,000 or whatever, you get the whole thing so that you get that because you're earning for both. No, Esau is just a demon, man.
This is where keeping poor. You know?
There's actually no
things don't
benefits.
affect those, the Esau's mega rich, they don't affect them.
There's no benefits to being married, man, which there should be.
Yeah.
Because Esau knows that broken homes and broken families cause these problems. So he should make incentives, like how in Russia now they're making incentives for people to get married and stay together. Esau don't give no incentive. There really is no incentive to get married. There's more incentive to get divorced than there is to get married. Fucking demon, man.
So the divorce rates are sky high.
But anyway, brothers that got children know that you got to send your children to school, and then on one hand you got to tell your child pay attention in school.
Yep.
Because in order to them to succeed, they got to learn, and you can't learn if you don't.
By yourself.
Your teacher you're supposed to be able to trust your teacher. How can you be in school and on one hand I don't believe the teacher, but then you got to learn? How do you explain that to a 4-year-old or 5-year-old or 6-year-old? The intricacies of this part is true and that part ain't true.
Yeah.
You can listen to your teacher
On this
on this thing, but don't listen to them on this thing. But you're still gonna get an exam on it, so you need to. And it's like your brain is already. That's why we need to be delivered, man. Because having children in the society, it's madness, man. Brothers be hurt, man. You be like, what do you do? What can you do? And you can see it, like the teacher becomes almost like their parent, and then you're battling. They'll be like, oh yeah, but my teacher said this, and I'm like, man. But then you say fuck your teacher, then when they go to school, they're not gonna listen.
Yeah, exactly.
So then they come back getting E's and shit, man. It's just. Oh man, that's why I said, deliver me from the hand of strange children.
Whose mouth speaketh vanity.
Right, their mouth speaketh vanity. All that bullshit about, you hear about evolution and prehistory. How you gonna have prehistory?
How does that make any sense?
What do you mean before history? What do you mean prehistory? And then people they say it with a straight face. Yeah, prehistoric. That's because they know that real human history, they don't have no evidence of that. There's only there's about 6,000 years of recorded human history.
And the worst thing about it, they don't even want to take that into. They don't even want to believe that half the time because they don't want to believe the scriptures, right? But they want to believe in something there's no record of, based on some bullshit theory that they put in place.
90,000 years ago, what was you talking about? Well, and Esau's so wicked, he'll even put a movie and an animation for it.
Make you believe it's real.
This dinosaur loved its children.
Yeah, this is what it looks like.
Bro, you found a toe.
Yeah,
now how do you know this? Like, just making it up, man, and force feeding it to the children, man. Now I got to explain to my daughter that no, there weren't dinosaurs millions of years ago. Bullshit, man. Anyway, goodness gracious, man.
Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their light hand is the light hand of falsehood.
Right, they're all about manipulating and lying to the people. Point blank. Period. That's Esau's thing. That's what he's good at. Lying and manipulating. That's why we need to be delivered, man. Because you got our people walking around talking about Neanderthals and all kind of madness, man. Yeah, in Egypt, 1,000,000 years ago. Well, what is you talking about? 1,000,000 what? Are you for real? 1,000,000? Do you know what you're saying? In Egypt, when we was in Egypt 1,000,000 years ago, brother, like, come on, blood. Like, stop it. There's only 6,000 years of recorded history. How did you get 1,000,000 years ago?
Egypt didn't exist.
Bro, the earth didn't even exist 1,000,000 years ago, fam. What is he talking about? 1,000,000? Fuck it, then just say 1,000,000. Like, why not?
Well, that's the worst thing about it, though, right? Because they'll give you a range of time in it. Yeah, it's between.
Yeah,
you
give
know,
or take 2,000,000 years. Yeah, what?
That's not a small margin of error, man. That's some bullshit. That's what that is, man.
Absolute madness, man. Anyway, go on now. Yeah.
It's the book of Psalms 12, and starting from the top. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceases, for the firstborn fell from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips.
Right, it's vanity. Because this is the overarching knowledge that's out there. People just throw that out there like it's just normal. Yeah, Neanderthals, yeah, 1,000,000 years ago, yeah. This evolved. You're like, no, bro. So, and everything you watch, they put it in there and it's just accepted. And it's like, no, it's bullshit. It's like, they don't exist. Dinosaurs have feathers. Now with the children, whenever they make they make programs now for the children and they watch them, they'll have dinosaurs with feathers. Because they're trying to push that dinosaurs, birds came from birds of dinosaurs, when it was already proven that the fossil they found, the Archaeopteryx, was a fake. They put the feathers on there, they falsified it. But they're still running with it like it's science. Yeah. Do you know the difference between, do you know how anatomically different a bird is from a fucking lizard? Do you understand the level of intricate detail that was put into a bird to make it a bird, and how different a bird and a reptile is? Not considering one of them's cold-blooded and one of them's warm-blooded. You know the difference between being able to produce a feather and producing scales, and how different that is? Like, you could just, okay, if I change a little bit here, it'll just make it into a bird. Fucking, it's madness, it's vanity, it makes no sense. Birds and lizards are not related in any way, shape or form.
What is what you say about one kind of flesh for this and that?
Yeah, they're one kind of flesh.
The Most High made different species, different animals. Okay, you got to say, yeah, do that.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians
Lizard, snake.
15 and 38. But Most High giveth each a body as it has pleased him, and to every seed his own body.
Every seed had his own body, and the Lord set it up. It is a code, it's called DNA, man. And every animal produces its own thing. It might be based upon the same basic elements, but when it comes together, it's completely different. It's a whole different structure. Like, to create a wing, go study the wing of any bird to be able to fly, and see how intricate that design is.
Hollow bones.
Yeah, birds have to have hollow bones so they can fly. Ain't no fucking lizards with hollow bones, man. Not even close. Not even close. Not even
From a dinosaur.
Bro, it's mad. Completely different.
See, a bird's a bird, man. You got variations of bird, but a bird is always gonna give birth to another bird.
And this is the thing. You deviate to any kind of extreme degree and it can't fly no more. It doesn't operate. It dies. That's how the biology works, man. So a lot of things within biology, it has to be that way.
The parameters.
There's a parameter, or it just doesn't work. Even if you study like the cellular biology and respiration and the electron process, you get one of those enzymes out of that process and you die. That's how cyanide works. One of those enzymes in the dozens of enzymes on the way to producing energy, just one, and the whole thing just stops working. It's a very specific process, and Esau wants you to believe it's just random and you could just. Esau, he knows, no, the Lord designed it a specific way, man. Every animal has its specific way, and it's very complicated.
Well, that's why he made fowls of the air. You know, the fish in the sea.
Fish is different to different to birds, man. It's just that I just don't know how to explain it to a man than tell you that it's infinitely different a fish to a fucking bird, man. It's like, it's not even close. There's no in between either. There's no half fish, half bird.
That's man and woman as well.
There's a difference. Go on, madness, a bird and a lizard. That's insanity. That's vanity, man. If there ever was one. Fucking bird and a lizard. Go on,
All flesh is not the same flesh.
all flesh is not the same flesh. But that's what they're trying to push with this evolution garbage. No, the Lord, as we're going to read in Genesis, he created everything according to his own.
But there is one kind of flesh of men and another flesh of beast.
The man flesh, the men were built different to a dog or built different to a tiger. It's a different type of flesh. And the fact that we have to explain that in 2022 and we're meant to be in this enlightened era shows how vain it is. That you have to explain to someone like a tiger and a human a completely different thing. They were made different. But the tiger has eyes, bro. Come on, man. It's not that simple, bro. There they go.
Another of fishes and another of birds.
No, it's the birds and the fishes, lizards. They're all different. The Lord created them all different. Created. Go on.
There are also celestial bodies.
You got the celestial realm, which is a whole different vibration and frequency than the realm we live on down here. Whole different level of frequency, dimensional Doctor Strange type thing going on. And there's bodies up there. Just like we have bodies down there, they have a body up there, but the bodies are just different. And the scriptures explain that. Now, there's only so far we can explain it because it's so different to the world that we're living in. We can't comprehend it completely because we can't see it. And that's kind of like how we work. You can't see the celestial body so you can break it down. It's a different level up there. Higher vibrations. But there is bodies. They have arms and legs. Just like that's why the Most High has a body. So when the Christian tells you, oh, God is a spirit, you don't understand what you're talking about. Even though the Most High is a spirit and it's a spiritual realm, they still have bodies. The Most High sits on a throne.
Still have form.
They still have a form. Just that the bodies they have isn't made of the same vibration or elements that exist on this realm.
Because we're not made in their image. You know, we appear as men and women in a physical form. You know,
Yeah, kind of like how
the Lord sits on his throne.
you know you can make an android, right? These robots, but you wouldn't say the robot is the same as the human, the flesh. But it might look
Has the same
the form. It might have arms that go up and down.
Or what they call humanoid.
Humanoid.
You know, things that look humanoid.
Well, we're fleshanoids. And them bodies up there don't need to replicate, so they don't have reproductive nature to it. But down here we have a reproductive nature because we need to replicate. In the spiritual world, they don't replicate, so they don't produce seed like semen, because semen is literally for the purpose of replication.
And all the spirits are there anyway.
Can't tell them body, man, that they be drinking it, man. It's mad.
They don't die as well, is it?
They don't die, man, because it's not
hunger.
subject to the what they call the laws of what's it called, thermodynamics, man, where everything breaks down over time. The spiritual world, nothing breaks down, it stays the same. It's eternal. It's an eternal reign.
So they don't hunger, you know.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
get
the
hungry
digestive system
because they got
and-
access to the infinite energy, man. They tapped in on a higher level. They are the energy. Go on, man.
But the terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Yeah, we have a glory, but the celestial bodies, they have a different type of glory. Yeah, is that it?
No, There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differs from another star in glory.
And even Esau found that out because all the stars vibrate at different frequencies. Frequencies are different. Esau actually, every star is unique in its frequency that it vibrates.
Emit different lights.
They emit different lights, man.
You know.
But the Bible is just a fairy tale, isn't it? That's why Esau's gonna get beaten. Yeah, we're gonna beat him today. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get beaten in the kingdom. We're gonna have to beat this guy because he did too much. He's too disrespectful.
Let me jump to Psalm 12. This is because Psalm 12 and 2. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak.
Yeah, man, Esau, wicked man, lying and deceiving. You know, that's why this whole evolution thing is just pushed so heavy. When evolution is really Luciferian and satanic doctrine. That's all it is. Luciferianism is evolution is just another way of saying that man can become their own god through their own means, through the process of time, through the process of their own knowledge and wisdom. But the Bible tells us something different, that we are formed by the Most High, and the form that we shall be is still determined by the Most High. And how do we know that? Because the scripture says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, you shall be changed. The keys to godhood is not for us to take, it's for it's the gift, it's the Lord that gives it to you. But Esau's doctrine is no, you could get it for yourself.
I could take her.
But we're gonna see how that worked for you. Yeah? The gift of the Lord is eternal life, man. The godhood that we're gonna receive is exactly that. We're gonna receive it from the Most High, and we're gonna be transformed through Him by His unction and His word. Meanwhile, Esau up in the laboratory trying to cook it up. Fool.
You more on that?
The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things.
Proud, man. The man is proud. How dare you? How dare you think that you could just be born into this world and you can outdo or outthink or outsmart the Most High, man? How dare you? Little worms with arms and legs, man, walking around on earth having to take shits, man, having to learn. The Most High don't need to learn. You got to learn. You had to learn how to swallow food. You had to learn how to walk. And you trying to come up against the almighty power who created you.
Ancient of days.
The Ancient of Days, bro.
Man, that knowledge, you know, even if you still can't stack that knowledge, man.
It's mad.
Even if you lived as long, you know, from the beginning, you would never stack that knowledge. Most High is the ultimate source of all knowledge, man.
That's why the Bible says the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Only the fool would disregard and despise the Most High and make mockery of the Most High. Because Esau knows the Most High exists, but he's refusing to acknowledge the Most High as the Most High, which is a big mistake. That's foolish.
He seeks to challenge that power.
The terror, the Lord's Bible says the Most High is of a terrible majesty, man. It's fearful to even think upon the greatness of the Most High's power, man. It's spooky. It's scary. That unlimited power, man. Wow. Horror show.
It's from Psalm 58, verse 1. It says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it. Oh,
You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Like bro was going into, man, all they do is bring forth lies, man, to protect themselves, to boast themselves, to put them in a position where you're looking at them like they're the most high on earth. You know?
Elon Musk and
Yeah.
Bill Gates.
The greatest minds.
They're the saviors. They're the enlightened people. Them
But
man ain't
they're
got the light,
leading
man.
everybody on the path of destruction. That's how much of a fool they are. They can't see it. They don't understand. They're running head first into destruction. You know, as the scripture says, the son of perdition, man.
And in a way, sometimes it gets you. I get emotional sometimes. I get angry, man, when I see them violating and pushing out these things to the people, man, telling the people about a woman has the right over her own body. No, she does not. That's foul. That's foolishness, man. So now she could go kill babies. It's just, and then that's meant to be progressive and enlightening. Fuck Esau, man. I'm tired of Esau, man. He's cunt. Anyway, go ahead. That's what he is. Go ahead.
So their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like a deaf adder that's stuck in front of ear. Right?
Their poison, yeah, their doctrine is the poison of a serpent, man. It gets inside of you. And what does a serpent's poison does? It shuts down your vital organs, man. It shuts down the organs that you, when you get bit by a cobra, what happens? It actually stops. The muscles start breaking down and stop working. So then, as it spreads through your body, once it gets to your heart, it kills you by stopping your vital organs from operating. And that's Esau's doctrine. It stops your life, man. It stops you from living. It breaks you down. And that's the way of Esau, the way of life.
That's why you're getting sicker and sicker, man, in this world.
Like,
Man,
look at
they're
that.
suffering from cancer and all kinds of madness.
Look at that Brittany Jenner. Now you see what happened with her now. Now she's coming out and regretting her life of whoredom. But Esau's the one that promoted that.
lifestyle.
The sexual revolution. Oh, a man can't tell me what to do with my body. Alfred Kinsey, he is the father of the sexual revolution. He's the guy that invented the whole. Well, he didn't invent it, but he's the one that pushed the whole phase and all this sexual depravity. And then now look, everything the people doing is like poison onto them, and it's destroying them slowly. It might not destroy you the first day, but like a poison, eventually the vital organs die, man. And now she's all regretting. Oh,
Precept. Because they Esau, he talks about it like, you know, it's liberating. Like, you know, you're free to do now, right? Like it's a good thing. It's supposed to be good. Freedom's good, right? But Esau, how he pushes it, man, he pushes it in the direction of wickedness. Okay, which ultimately is not liberating, right?
you're a slave to sin, slave to your own destruction.
Yep. And it's got here from 2 Peter chapter 2, and where was it? Oh, it's like I lost my place. What is it? Verse 19. I'm getting from verse 18. It says, "For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. Those that were clean escape from them who live in error. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption." They've been corrupted by this wine, by these philosophies and doctrines that Esau pushes out there. You know, liberty is only good if you use it in righteousness, man. If you know, we have liberty under the law of the Most High,
Discipline brings freedom.
right?
Yeah.
But to go in the ways of wickedness only brings death. Right? So what's the point of having liberty if you're only going to perish at the end of it? You know, it's only going to bring you harm constantly. You know, you're shackled by evil. Right? It says, while they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same he is brought into bondage.
And what do these people end up being overcome by? Death, pain, anguish,
Grief, yeah.
suffering.
Yeah. Is that what you intended? No. But you giving a falsehood again. You thought this was gonna make you happy. Yeah, but I'm gonna fucking evil. You thought that's gonna bring you happiness. But guess what? It didn't. You know, it brings you disease, brings you broken relationships, man.
Broken children.
You know, broken minds, broken hearts, right? All this, man.
And it spreads like a disease, man. Because you look at the statistics, most of the people that's in jail come from what? Child abuse, homes where they were under child abuse and single parents, man. So it all breeds death and destruction, man. Corruption, man. That's why the law was set up, man, to curtail that. But Esau said, nah, the law is grievous. You do as thou wilt. That's the way to go. And look how it's turning out, man. The world's fucked. These children are fucked. Everything's out of control. And the closer you are to Esau, the more fucked you are. Because where is it the worst? Because that's not to say the heathen are fucked, but everything is worse in the West with Esau. Children killing parents. What children are doing now, even the adults would have been scared to do back in the day. It's a madness.
Man, I know you don't believe it now or think it now, man, but the ways, you know, the laws that were given to us by the Heavenly Father, as archaic as it may sound in the world like today, you would actually be happier.
And what's wrong with being
And
archaic?
live full lives, man. Properly live.
Yeah,
You know?
life, but it's a way of life. It's a light, man.
Yep.
Anyway, we gotta get through this. Keep reading. I know man's got to catch his train.
Genesis 1:17. And Most High set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Most High saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And Most High said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life.
Everything was created in the waters. Now the funny thing is, if you actually study biology, all creatures are created in water to this very day. I'll give you an example. Right? When a man, right, excretes into a woman, his sperm, the sperm is in water. Right? The woman produces waters for them sperm also to swim in. That's when the girl are getting that whack, yeah? I mean, I don't mean to be vulgar, but it is what it is. Now, when the sperm, what's the egg flowing down? Is it a dry? No, the egg is floating down from the ovary in waters. Once it gets into the womb, what happens? You get a membrane that sequesters the egg, right? And what forms in there? Waters, which is why when a woman is pregnant, what's her belly full of? She got that big belly, you got the baby, and what's the baby surrounded by? Waters.
And that's why they got the term, oh, the water's breaking.
The waters are breaking. Now that goes for mammals, because that's just a arbitrary way of dividing, a taxonomy of divided. So we've got mammals. Now let's go into birds. Yeah,
That's a lot.
that's what it's called. It's called taxonomy,
Right.
right? That's how, you know, the fate phylum and all that stuff, right? Right. So then you might have like the mammals. All mammals, you have that where you got the in the waters, right? Now let's look at eggs. What's an egg? Egg is a shell. What's inside the egg? Waters, and it forms within that waters. Then you have animals like the fish who just produce eggs, and where the eggs are in the water. Well, in the beginning, the Lord created everything out of what? The waters. And then so now to continue the creation, you create water within yourself, and you form within the water, because water provides the best what's it called? I forgot the name of it, but most chemical reactions happen in a water substrate or water. It's fucking the Bible just telling you what you're seeing every day. People acting like it's some crazy thing. Oh, you're trying to say God created everything out of the waters. Everything's still created out of waters today. Water is the basis of how there ain't no life without water.
Water-based creation.
It's based on water. We're like 70% water or some shit, man. Anyway, go on now. I don't get it, man. They're trying to make the Bible look crazy. So the Lord created, put everything together in the waters and created it. And it's still like that to this day. Waters be breaking out here. The waters get used up, it dries up on the inside, and then it comes out. Then it has to drink water. Go on now.
And Most High said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life, and fowl that may fly about the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And Most High created great words And
Great. Well, when you look at this, the word for whales is like sea monsters. So there's all kind of mad creatures down there in the ocean, man.
Cracking man.
Just like you had mad creatures on land, like dragons. Dragons are not fictional creatures. Right? Dragons are real. That's why they dig up bones, like them T-Rex and all that. That's a dragon. The word dinosaur means large lizard. That's what a dragon is. It's a large fucking lizard, man. Now most of the dragons were killed off because they were fucking murking people off, man.
Man have to rise up.
Yeah, to rise up against the dragons, but dragons exist and they probably still do exist deep in some jungle somewhere or some underground cavern or whatever. Esau gonna find out, trust me. But in the oceans, the whales, it means great sea serpents. That's why the old sailors used to see them monsters and whatever you want to call it, man.
Counters,
Hey, life is stranger than fiction, man.
yeah. Because who could have been?
Yeah, not have been on. Leviathan,
Yeah.
Behemoth, just to name a few. So when you hear the Bible talking about that great red dragon, it's using a dragon to represent Esau, but it's not a fictional fucking animal. It actually existed. Like, why would the Bible doesn't deal with mythology. Yeah, unicorn. That's not a mythological thing. It's a real thing. But what do you think the Bible is? It's not a fairy tale. It's not Harry Potter.
It's just not widely seen.
Go on up. Yeah.
And Most High created great worlds and everything, every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And the Most High saw it was good.
Most I saw that it was good, man. So all the different animals that we have on the earth, the Lord created from the beginning. Right? Now obviously you got a bit more diversification now, but that's how it works. But it's still the same kind. So you had a certain dogs, but that dog can then be diversified into different types of dogs. That's why a lot of breeds that exist now didn't exist 200, 300, 400 years ago. But it's still a fucking dog, right?
Yep.
Like a Chihuahua.
We got short legs or long tail, short tail, whatever, man.
Like the pit bull, you can look into. There was no pit bulls before. You had the pit bull is a cross between a bulldog and this blue dog that used to be in Scotland. And the pit bull's one hell of a dog, man. A beautiful dog. It's really a farming dog. Most people don't know that, but they're good at fighting because they've got the strength, the muscle structure of a bulldog, but the tenacity of a terrier. The terriers are fucking brave. So you put that together, you got a pit bull. Hey, bro, them dogs are fucking athletic. They're like the Negroes of dogs, man. Them dogs are fucking athletic, bro, and they're fearless, which is why they made good farm dogs, because they could fight off wolves and foxes and shit, man. And they don't give a fuck, man. Listen, they gonna go in, and they go in for that neck. Beautiful dogs, but the pit bull terrier we have today didn't exist 300 years ago. You know, but it's still a dog. It's not a bird. Go on, see what I explained it. You know.
And the Most High blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day.
Go on.
And the Most High said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after its kind, cattle and the creeping things, and the beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Most High made the
Which
beast,
included people. Go on.
and Most High made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind.
And he gave all these things their own knowledge and wisdom in order to do. That's why you can learn a lot from the animals, because they know what to do. But how do they know? How does the animal know how to do this or how to do that, or what they should do, or what the time of this is? Why do the turtles know to go back to a particular place that way they were born, following the moons? And because the Lord put that knowledge, downloaded that knowledge into them from the beginning, so they know how to do. And then that knowledge can be then passed on to the, you know,
What is it, innate?
innate. Some of it's innate, yeah, and then they might learn from their parents and so forth, but it had to come from somewhere in the beginning. Otherwise, how would it survive? How would it know what to eat or what to drink?
I don't know how to breathe.
Yeah, how to fly. Like, how do you know you even can fly?
Yeah. What do these things do, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you don't know.
You don't know. The Lord had to put that that wisdom into the animals.
The same way we know we can't fly. We can't just fuck our arms and fly, bro. We just know it can't be done. We ain't
But I
got
don't know.
the-
Esau, man might identify as a bird, and
you know. But the same way a bird would just innately know that I got wings.
and
bro, I
they
can
try
fly.
and they
Yeah,
try and
yeah.
leave the nest and fly, man.
That's it. Man, jump
Now
on
you got some
buildings and shit.
autistic kids, yeah. Yeah, go on, man.
And Mosiah saw, that it was good. And Mosiah said, let us make man in our image.
Now this goes into when the sons of God were being developed, which is a special type of man, a higher rank, high-born men, which really is the Israelites. Because there's different ranks of men, whether you like it or not.
Well, just like the different rank of cat, bro. You know what I mean? You got the tiger and the lion, the kings. You know, the lion, the king.
Yeah, the lion.
Domesticated cat ain't on the level.
Yeah, the lion rule over the hyenas, man. They got war, but the hyenas already know like what time it is. But if you get a group of 3 male lions against a pack of hyenas, then man know to run.
That shit, only one. Yeah.
Or sometimes even only one, yeah.
They're trying to mess with him, man.
Hey, go on, man.
And Mosiah said, let us make a man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping things that creepeth upon
Now
the
the
earth.
funny thing is, how come the Christians ain't, these men are on this equality business, yeah? But how come man ain't equal with the dog and the cat, and why not? Are they not God's creatures? You see how this ideology about equality don't add up? Because why is the law? Why do not the dogs and the cats have an inheritance with man? Did he not create them? Are they not? Does God love them or not?
Are they not special?
Are they not special?
Miracles.
Hey, they have their place in creation, man. But it's not the same as a man. So I would never determine that a man, like even a heathen, is worth more than a dog. Because they're men. Men are worth more. Men are of a higher rank. In much the same way that we are of a higher rank than other men. Yes? Makes sense, right?
He says belong to dog.
Yeah, go on.
So Mosiah created man in his own image. In the image of Mosiah created he him. Male and female created he them.
Yeah, male and female created he them. The Lord created male and female. Because if you want to talk about evolution, what's the evolutional reason to have male and female? That's inefficient. Why don't you just split? Yeah, why don't you just split and recombinate? Like some of the single cell amoebas do or whatever. Why we even have male and female? Isn't that long?
That'd be like going backwards.
Some of them creatures, you got to go around looking for a mate, and that's long, man.
it's long, it's
Man's
long.
like, this is long. Why not just split in two? And
preserve your-
and then
yeah.
and then just if you want to change up the DNA, it just changes up within itself, and you just split.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the right course of evolution if it was all based on efficiency? Come on, man, you guys are clowns. No, the Lord created male and female because He liked it like that, and guess what? I like it like that. Thank the Most High. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with the male and female. But see, you guys think we hate women. So we don't hate women over here. We love the women. Bring all the female humans here, and we'll show you that we love them.
And Mosiah blessed them, and Mosiah said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, you best believe.
Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish.
Yes. So we got a right to subdue the earth and put it under our rule, man. In righteousness and in balance, man. You know? So when on your land, you're gonna have animals and different things like that on your land. The birds and the hawks and all kind of thing, yeah? But it's, you are the, in Israel, were they not animals? Were they not wild animals? But they don't own the land, but they're on the land. But we subdue it. Yeah, the trees, everything, we subdue it, man. Yeah? But,
Of dominion over fish.
and it don't mean you can't cut a tree down. Some man go too far. Oh, Esau cut down all the trees. Yeah, we're gonna cut down trees too. I think we're gonna get wood. It's just that everything should be done in balance.
Yeah.
we're gonna have pavement too. Like you can't
Gotta respect the earth, man.
you can't have a city without pavement. Everyone will be walking in mud. You know what I'm saying? But there's a way to do it, which is with wisdom and balance. There's mud everywhere. What the hell? How are you gonna pull a cart and there's mud? You know what happens when it rains and you just got roads made of mud? Bro, nothing ain't moving nowhere.
I think someone's going back over to is it Epping Forest?
Oh,
Epping?
Hang on. No, Epping, yeah.
The mud that was there?
Yeah, bro,
Oh,
it
boy,
becomes
that's mad.
untravelable. That's why the
That's a trek.
roads make a difference, man. You have to be real. Nothing wrong with that. Pave them up. There's a reason for it. Go on.
And over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And Mosiah said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and
To eat.
and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so.
That's why we have what they call, the ecosystem, and it's always based on what's at the bottom of every food chain. Like, plants. Okay, yeah. So anyway, man, hopefully that's been edifying, man. Sometimes you got to go back into that history because the Bible is very important, man. Every part of the Bible is important to grow that understanding, and it's all of Yahweh Shai. We got to put ourselves back into that biblical worldview, because the world out there is trying to put something else into your mind, a different goofy vibration, man. And you start moving weird. Got to go back into the scriptures, and what does the scriptures say? And trust in the Lord and trust in His power, man. Because the Lord is the same power that created the heaven and the earth. It's the same power that's gonna end this world and establish the new kingdom, man. The same power, no difference. Same word, same coding. So that would say Kah Halal, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakah, and double honors unto the apostles, the elders, a great millstone. Honor to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word. Shalom.